Hello and welcome to this special edition of our Enterprise Development Seminar at the Plenipotent Company Limited. Of course, this is the sabbatical edition because I am about to proceed on a sabbatical. And I'm so excited about this. I've been looking forward to it. And at first, it looked like, is this going to happen? But I have to make up my mind that it has got to happen. Okay, like Steve Jobs, okay, sorry, Stephen Covey, like Stephen Covey said in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the 7 habits of highly effective people is that they take time to sharpen the saw. As an entrepreneur, as a professional, even as a parent, you are, in whatever role that you are always working, you are always getting things done. It's important that we take time, out periodically to refresh ourselves, to renew ourselves, and to come back stronger and better. Okay, it's very important and it's a priority. So I am learning that and I'm trying to put that to work. Okay, so we'll take our opening prayer as always. Then I'll talk a bit about the sabbatical leave that I'm going on. You can ask your questions if you are on the live call, and if not, you can always ask your questions on Business Mastery Club. You'll find a link to join Business Mastery Club. That's our discussion platform before this session ends. Okay, then we have a micro-learning session where we go over some codes to think about, then we take our closing prayer. So let's have our opening prayer. Dear God, I ask for an outpouring of your rain upon the business and career in which I have offered my work as an act of worship to you. By your spirit of wisdom and revelation, fill my mind with divinely inspired thoughts and strategies that will empower me for supernatural productivity and extraordinary success in all that I do. Open the heavens and grant me insights, concepts, and ideas that will place a clear distinction upon my work through the uniqueness of my products and services. In addition to this, Father, I ask for the rain of your favor upon every work I have ever rendered. I ask that this rain of favor will cause the voice of my work to be heard on the streets and in palaces, that men and kings will be drawn unto me, and by this my work generates great surplus. I ask that kings will hear of the excellent spirit your reign has produced in me, and they will open great doors and grant opportunities unto me. Okay, so there is going to be a change in our seminar schedule. What I really wanted, or what I would really want, yes, that's what I wanted, and that is still what I want, is that my colleagues are going to take over while I am away, and we still continue the weekly seminars. But for months, like literally months, I have spoken to a few of them, and I don't know, maybe it's that they have a lot they are doing, or for whatever reason, it appears that they are not yet in a position to handle this. And that's one of the reasons I need to go on the sabbatical. It shows there's a lot of work to do. Okay, I shouldn't be the only one that can do, you understand? There are a lot of things that everybody should be able to do. Okay, not like, okay, Philip is not around, then it doesn't get done. Okay, but as it is now, that is the situation for enterprise development seminar. I hope that that changes. I am presenting this on the 30th of August 2022 for the sake of context for those that might get this later, and I intend to go on sabbatical for at least 2 full months. Okay, so throughout September and throughout October I am going to be away. I'm not going to be totally away in the sense that I'm going to be working on a few projects, but I'm going to drop a lot of things. Okay, and one of those things is the weekly seminar. Okay, but in the process of time, if one of them gets ready for this, okay, we can also, you can expect to find that on the platform, okay, where we usually have the seminar. But in the absence of that, this particular video will be there throughout, okay? This will be there throughout the sabbatical period. And from time to time, we may have resources and teachings from some of the people that we learn from and that we believe that you can also learn from, okay? So that's what's going to happen. So you're not going to have weekly teaching sessions or weekly seminars from Philip Amiola, okay? So this one is going to be there throughout, and it can be interjected with teachings from the people that we learn from, some of our mentors and some of the people that we follow, then it can also be interjected by presentations from team members also. Okay, so essentially, well, that's what I think is important to share about what to expect while I am away. You can also get a lot of resources. I'm going to continue teaching. Teaching is one of the okay, but what I am going to do about that is I will keep those teachings are going to be targeted. Okay, working on a project of showing business owners how to leverage technology, okay, to grow their business. So I'm going to be creating videos on that, and they will be uploaded on my YouTube channel, so everybody can access those videos easily and for free. Okay, then a number of other things like that. Okay, so you can join Business Mastery Club. You're going to receive relevant updates there. Okay, so essentially that's it. Then my assistants will be on ground, okay, to attend to everything that needs to be attended to. So you have nothing to be afraid of if we have something that we're working on. She's very competent. She was a banker for a number of years, and she's worked in a lot of different contexts. She's been a banker, she's been a teacher, she's a very strong woman, one of the most reliable people I have ever met and worked with. Okay, so you can rest assured that everything will be properly taken care of if we have something that we're working on or something that you expect that we're going to work on. And some of my priorities during this break, I'm going to be taking a lot of rest and sleep. Okay, and then I'm actually starting the sabbatical with a conference, international conference for pastors, ministers, leaders, and workers, holding in Lagos. It's organized by the Covenant Nation. Yes, okay. The chief host or the organizer is Pastor Kojo Emadi, and I've learned a lot from previous editions of that conference that we are applying in our business. For example, the last edition, I remember Pastor Ao from Singapore was one of the speakers. He's one of the speakers at this edition too. And one of the things he talked about was how to grow your church stronger and younger. Now, those principles that he talked about in growing churches, we've been applying them in our company, and the results have been amazing. I got his book, the volume 1. I don't know if the volume 2 is out yet, Building Stronger Churches, and it's about building churches, but those principles, I have been applying them, okay, in my work, and we have been introducing them to our operations in the company, and they've been very effective, okay? So I don't miss it, both for business purposes and also for ministry purposes. If you are free, it's for everybody. You can also join the conference. And interestingly, the conference will be ending on my birthday, September 3rd. So I believe that this is a very strategic season for me. I need to build up a lot of spiritual energy and, channel that energy appropriately. One other thing I'm going to be working on during the sabbatical is a book. Okay, a book that will share some of the practical experiences that we have had at the Plenipotent Company, which we strongly believe will help a lot of other businesses. When we were starting the Plenipotent Company, we really didn't have someone to hold us by the hand. We had to learn a lot of things on our own by trial and error, and all of that, then by taking courses, working with coaches. So I want to make all of those things available, easily available for anyone and everyone that wants to have it, because I believe that knowledge should be freely available, and you will always have to pay a premium for experience, and for other, for guidance and all of that. But the basic knowledge itself, okay, it should be raw material that you can either get for free or get for cheap, or you can get it cheaply or get it for free. Then you now process that into the finished product. Okay, so that's the idea. But what I'm even going to be doing is actually, to a large extent, a finished product, but you have to now adapt it to your own situation and to your own business. There are some very, very vital lessons, okay, that I have learned over the course of building the Plenipotent Company Limited and then the Plenipotent Company Network, and working with entrepreneurs from, literally like several countries. So I have an idea and an understanding of different challenges that entrepreneurs face, and I believe that I'm in a position to offer practical advice, solutions, frameworks, okay, that have worked for us and that others can adapt. So if you have any challenge that you are dealing with, you can mention that on Business Mastery Club, or you can go to connect.tpcl.com.ng/ask. connect.tpcl.com.ng/ask. You'll find a form where you'll be able to ask your questions. So I'll go through all of those questions and provide practical answers, practical solutions to the challenges that you are dealing with. And I said I'm going on sabbatical for a full 2 months, September and October, but this book is one of the indicators, is one of the things that I have to be able to show when I'm out, that, okay, yes, this is the product. So if I don't finish that book, I'm not coming back. Okay, so maybe I might come back November or next year. Okay, but that is one thing that you can expect, okay, that I'm going to do during this sabbatical. And I promise you, it's going to be a totally worthwhile investment. In fact, a profitable investment of your time and your money. The resources you invest in reading that book, okay, will be worthwhile to give you returns many times over. So it's something to look forward to. And to make it even more valuable for you, reach out and share, okay, these are the challenges I am facing in my business. Okay, what have you done about it? Or what do you advise? How can I deal with it? For example, one of the challenges that we faced when we're starting was, okay, this is a business. Anybody that has started a business understands this. Now, this is a new business. You don't have consistent cash flow. You may have business today, you don't have business tomorrow. You may have money today, you don't have money tomorrow. And you know that you need to engage people. You need team members. You need people to work with you. So how do you pay salaries in that kind of situation? How do you get people that are committed to the business and that will do the work? That's a serious challenge for any business owner. And by the grace of God, we have been able to solve that. We're not saying that we have solved it 100%, but to a large extent, we have solved it and we continue to grow. Okay, so there are a number of challenges like that are very practical issues that most people are not even talking about. Okay, some people talk about it in nice motivational ways, but what are the practical steps that you need to do? What exactly do you need to, like, step by step, one after the other? Nobody, like most people aren't talking about that. Don't let me say nobody, maybe I've not seen a hair. So, but this book is going to be a book that you can take that book and almost every issue you are dealing with, okay, you are going to be able to have practical solutions to each of them. Okay, so it's going to be very helpful if you share exactly what issues you are facing, okay, so that we can provide solutions to those challenges. And I want to encourage you also as a business owner and as a professional, as a parent, whatever role you are playing as a minister, I want to encourage you, take time to go on a break, okay, whatever it is that will not allow you to go on a break, create systems and structures to handle those things, okay. For example, at the Plenipotent Company, we have SOPs, standard operating procedures, that for some of our key activities, we're in the process of developing them for all that we do, for everything that we do, but at least we have it for some of our key activities already, and still work in progress. So people can pick up that standard operating procedure. If somebody needs to work on a project, the person can pick up the standard operating procedure, and even without having done something like that before, just follow the steps and the person will deliver excellently. So that's one of the things you should start to do as a business owner or as an entrepreneur. We have video tutorials also that demonstrate some processes, so anybody can watch the videos, take notes, and then get the job done. You understand? Then you also need, at the very least, you need an assistant. If you don't have other team members, at the very least, you need a very solid assistant. If you need help in getting an assistant, you can reach out. Feel free to reach out. Some of the people that have gone through our enterprise development program might be just suitable for you, or we can, recruit for you. Okay, we put up an advert, people apply, we do the selection, and then you will get somebody that is, going to do an excellent job. Okay, so I'm just encouraging you, go on a sabbatical too. If you cannot go on a long sabbatical, you can go on maybe 2-week break, 1-week break. It's going to do wonders for you. Then you should also program rest into your work. Okay, program rest into your work such that at least maybe every day you get the right sleep that you need. Then every week, maybe you take a day off or half day off every week. Okay, then from time to time, maybe maybe every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, you have extended break. It's very important. Okay, so I want to encourage you to take up that challenge. And one thing that will really help you also I've talked about this a number of times. One thing that will really help you is writing your obituary. When you write your obituary, you see the end from the beginning. And that scares a lot of people. But the truth is, we're going to die one day. So is it not wise to think about it and take charge of how it is going to happen? So if you go to my Twitter timeline, my Twitter handle is at Philip Amiola, Philip with one L. Okay, you'll see that it's a pinned tweet. They actually published it on Facebook earlier this year on January 1, 2022, and people were different reactions, because I feel obituaries, I'm not sure you should publish yours, but obituary is a public document. So I decided to put mine up so that when I'm telling people to write their obituary, they will understand that, okay, I have done it myself. You understand? You don't have to put yours out, but I put mine out so that you can see it and see that, okay, I'm not just saying this is something I've done. So when you do that, you know that your time is counting down. You are able to prioritize the important things. And if that looks scary to you, you can at least write a life plan. I talked about how to do that in my book, Success on Autopilot. I learned that concept for the first time from Michael Hyatt, okay, and then I broke it down. I shared how I saw it play out in my dad's life, and all of that. So you are going to find a link to get that book in the resources section. So I want to challenge you, at least do that and see how it changes your life and helps you to reset your priorities. Okay, then one other thing that I would encourage you to do is before you add anything to your life, you need to find something to subtract. Otherwise, you're just going to be unnecessarily overwhelmed. That's why I am not doing the seminars again for this period while I'm away, because there are other things I want to add. I need to look for some things to subtract. One of the things I need to subtract is the weekly seminar series. You understand? So I'm subtracting that, before adding something else. If you keep adding to your life without subtracting, you will end up overwhelmed, and then you are not going to be as effective as you ought to be. I hope that helps you. Okay, so if you have any comments, any questions, feel free to type in the comments if you are joining us live. And for those that will watch this later, maybe you are watching the replay, or you are watching it on YouTube, or you are watching it on any other platform later, feel free to also post in the comments if there's a comment section on the platform you are watching on, or better still, reach out on Business Mastery Club, okay, and join the conversation. The link to join Business Mastery Club is on the screen. If you are not there already, connect.tpcl.com.ng/RSVP. Then this session, as brief as it is, I can assure you there are lots of very powerful learning points that if you sit down and reflect on them, they can literally change your life. Okay, so I encourage you to complete your learning journal. Okay, you can see the link to our learning journal template on the screen. Okay, download that and complete your learning journal. Then I have a couple of books that you find there. For the connection principle, you can download it for free at philipamela.org. Then Success on Autopilot, I talked about that. Okay, to give you some guidance on writing your life plan. Okay, but I actually recommend that you write your obituary. You can see mine on my Twitter timeline. At least if you check it now, it's there. Okay, I may remove it later, but as at the time I'm speaking to you now, it's there. Or you can go to philipamela.org/obituary. That link will always lead you wherever obituary is published, whichever platform is published on philipamela.org/obituary. Okay, so that will help you to put your life in perspective when you see the end from the beginning. Oh, this is what my life should be like. This is what people should say about me when I'm gone. So how do I live my everyday to ensure that I achieve this? And that's one of the reasons I can go on this sabbatical. Otherwise, I'm going to be feeling, pulled in different directions. But at the end of the day, that all of these pulls in different directions, they are not going to be relevant. I'm just going to be, pulled by the urgency of other people's situations and circumstances while neglecting my own priorities, which in the end is not a wise decision. Do you understand? But you may not have that level of laser focus if you are not thinking about the end of your life and putting it in perspective every day. Okay, so that's it. And our most powerful program is our coaching program. It's totally transformational, We admit our members twice a year. Okay, you can register by going to register.tpcl.com.ng/coaching. Okay, so you are going to find details there. So just sign up, and then we're going to reach out to you when we're ready. And sometimes when we have a lot of pending registrations, we have special editions. So it's not necessarily that you have to wait until the 2 times, and all of that, but at least register and check it out as if you're interested. Then if you are, then you can register for it. Okay, so the post to think about this week: if you are an entrepreneur running a business without the necessary systems and structures, you may think that you own a business, but in actual fact, the business owns you, and it will ultimately wear you out. Think about that. That's from Me, from Philip Amiola. Then we have this from Stephen Covey. We must never be too busy to take time to sharpen the saw. Very important. I encourage you to also read his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Very powerful. It's going to help you a lot. And some of the things I said, I just remembered now that I also mentioned them in that book, like beginning with the end in mind. Okay, even your life, so you should live your life with the end in mind. Okay, so thank you very much. Let's take a closing prayer. I declare with full assurance of faith that I have a rich, satisfying, and overflowing life. By the grace and mercy of God, I have received wisdom and power to build up vast assets that have continued to generate an abundance of wealth in profits, equity, retainers, consulting fees, dividends, interest, royalty, rental income, residual income, rebates, grants, gifts, annuity, capital gains, and other forms of income. My wealth and riches have continued to increase and multiply exceedingly, so much that accounting for them is like counting the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. I daily present my business and career as an altar of sacrifice to God. Therefore, He has blessed the work of my hands, causing me to implement insights and ideas that have made me so successful that nations come to my light and kings to the brightness of my rising. I have become very great and extremely distinguished in every way. Amen. Thank you very much for joining us today. Feel free to share this with your friends, and remember to join us on Business Mastery Club and invite your friends to also join us there. The link again is connect.tpcl.com.mj/RSVP. Thank you again, and bye for now.